guys. Hello. This is your girl, Coach Ebony Nicole, the writing coach and publishing engineer, here to guide you down the path of authorship. So I wanted to hop on for a quick moment, which we all know is typically not quick for me, but I wanted to hop on and just talk to you all about something that's very important to me. And the reason why it's important to me is because sometimes we can talk too much and it can be detrimental. So what am I talking about? Transparency. So when it comes to, y'all know I get right into it. I don't wait for people to come on because, first of all, my time. Second of all, my time. Third of all, my patience. So I'm going to talk to you all today about transparency versus privacy. It's a very, very thin line. And if you do not walk it safely, if you are not secure in doing so, it's going to cause you some issues that will later on come back to bite you in the butt. Okay? So, transparency versus privacy. And the reason why these two things are important to me is because as a writing coach and also as a published author, I understand how you would want to just share everything that you believe God gave you. Okay? And you want to just share, this is my life. This is my truth. These are things I lived through. These are things that people had said to me. These are things that people had done to me. These are my thoughts. This. And I want to be authentic in my writing. I don't want to hold back. I want people to understand me. I want them to get revelation and insight. And I want them to be informed as they read my story. Great. I'm happy for you. Yet, and still, transparency and privacy is very, very, very important. Okay. Now, let's start off with privacy. No matter where you are in your life, no matter what you're doing, your privacy should be number one. Outside of God, we talking about, y'all. So don't be like, God is number one. Talk about for you. Don't. In addition, or after God, yourself and your privacy should be number one. You want to protect all things you. And it's not everybody's business concerning everything you. Okay? And so for me, I live a private public life, or public private life, or private public life, however you want to say it. But for me, my life is public because people know me publicly. They see me around. I do my lives, of course, and I'm a writing coach. I have my business. I have my youth group, and I do these things. I have my non-for-profit, and I do so I do what I can. I do what God has allowed me to do. But privately, a lot of people don't know me. They don't know me. I have friends, I have a tribe, and I have my inner circle. And then I have my most inner circle. Okay, the most inner circle has seen me at my very, very worst. Okay, and so this is my privacy. And so I encourage you in your writing, in your life, to protect your privacy. Okay? If you are a public figure, or people publicly know you, protect your privacy. All right? Transparency. You're like, well, Ebony, I want to be transparent in my writing and things like that. I get it, and I totally understand. When it comes to being transparent, you don't have to share everything. And one of the things that I encourage my authors when it comes to being transparent, especially when I get their rough draft of their manuscript, or if we're going chapter by chapter, if we're working chapter by chapter, I will read what they have, and when we do our coaching call, get an understanding of why they want to share this. Because some stuff can make me feel a little bit uncomfortable, but just because I feel uncomfortable reading it doesn't mean that my client is uncomfortable sharing it. So I want to understand, why do you want to share this thing? And why is the time now? And why is it important that you share it? I ask these questions because when you release such information, whatever private information that you want to release to the world in your book, you have to be ready for the comments, questions, concerns, unsolicited opinions, insight, all these different thoughts that people have that they may or may not share with you. You have to be prepared for that. And some people can feel, oh, I'm okay to share. I want people to know. But are you prepared for when people are having side conversations about you based on what you share? If you're not, if somebody comes back to you and saying, so-and-so said this about you, blah, 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 are you going to be ready to fight? Or are you going to be like, yeah, I put it in my book for a reason. I don't care. I want someone to be inspired, encouraged, motivated. I want someone to get their own revelation through what it is that I'm sharing. If you can't really, in your hearts of heart, say, if I release this, I'm okay with people's comments, questions, concerns, unsolicited thoughts or unsolicited opinions and all these things. If I'm not ready for it, if I'm not ready to address the emotional state that it could bring, if I'm not ready to address how people may change their view of me, if you're not ready for these things, you do not need to share it. Do not share it. That's where you protect your privacy. Being transparent doesn't mean you walk out the door naked. That's not what it is. Hey, how you doing? That's not what transparency is in your writing. It's not just stripping everything and then showing all the world and think that no one's going to notice or that no one is going to have something to say. No, transparency is, I've healed from this. I've been made whole in this. God has redeemed me in this. He has set me up on a high mountain concerning the thing that had me low. I am no longer bound to this. Ooh, Lord, what? The Lord is playing right now. You play too much. Okay, Lord. Okay, Lord is real funny. So I'll share with y'all. I'm kind of in where I am right now. I kind of don't want to. I might do this at a later date because I am currently in a church, in my brother Rudolph's church right now. So I kind of don't want to share what he just told me I could go ahead and share. So I might have to come back and do another live at a different location. So I lost my train of thought. So you could be transparent, but if you're not ready for all these things to come out, then you have to keep it in. If you have to say, I'm whole, I'm complete in this. My heart has been healed. My soul is at rest. My spirit is okay. Like my mind is intact. I have not lost it around this thing that once had me bound. I am free. The chains are no longer holding me. There is no stigma attached to it. None of these things are a concern any longer. And if these things are no longer a concern, then you're not gonna be worried about what people say when they read your story. But if you know for real, yo, I think I'm on my way to being healed in this. I think I'm on my way to being whole in this. This thing, when it comes to my mind, it kind of put me in a space of negativity. When I tried, it's like a thorn in my side. And yeah, this is the one that I don't think God gonna take out. But I don't really know I'm ready to share this yet. Don't. I need to freeze. I don't want you to capture that. Don't share it. Because once you do, you open up a floodgate that you cannot be mad, that you cannot close. Okay? So transparency, privacy, it's a very thin line. And I want you to be careful as you walk it. I want you to be secure as you walk it. And I want you to be mindful as you walk it. Okay? When you are deciding to sit down and write your book, think about those things that you do want to share and how it would impact others. So I had I did a consultation. This was a few years ago. I've been at this, for those who don't know, I've been in this business for a decade now. And for nearly a decade, I've been coaching, but I've been a writing coach, but I've been an author and a publisher for over a decade. And I've been a writing coach for nearly a decade. So a few years ago, I had a consultation, and the lady wanted to talk about an affair in her marriage. And the affair was her stepping out. Now, people often think that affairs happen just with the men step out because he bored or whatever have you is the reason. But women do too. All right. And so she, in her memoir, she wanted to talk about how she stepped out on her marriage. And so it was a long journey to her and her husband getting back together and things like that and mending their marriage. My question to her was, and they have children. My question to her was, how does your husband feel about this? She said, oh, I don't know. Well, you need to ask him, because this is his life too. It's not just yours. When you are with someone and things happen between y'all, you aren't the only one affected. You aren't the only one that's involved. There are other parties. And so you must, not you have to, not if you want to, not you can consider, no, you must take into account how they will feel with you releasing this information. Okay? So I told her, you need to ask your husband, how does he feel about you putting the affair all out there? How does he feel about people knowing the details that maybe you probably didn't tell him yet? Or at that time of y'all healing y'all mending your relationship, your marriage rather, maybe there's some things you didn't share with him, but you've put it in a book and he got to read it. That's so unfair. That's very, very unfair. And so I encouraged her, talk to him. Y'all have children. Your children were younger when that happened. They're older now. So they may order your book. If they got Kindle on their phone, they may download it. You wouldn't know. So if they read it now, I think they were like preteen, teenagers. If they read it now, how are they going to feel knowing that mom had an affair with somebody else for like a year, I think it was, a year or so, maybe longer, and how it tore up dad and how they almost got a divorce and how all these things transpired? How are they going to feel? I can understand that maybe you don't care about what others may think or what they may say, but you need to care about what others will think, what others will say when it pertains to their particular life. Okay? So when you are being transparent, consider strongly what you are going to share. For this consultation during the call with this lady, and I gave her the advice to talk to her husband first before she released the fact that talk about in her memoir the affair she had. I gave her my sound advice as a coach. You need to talk to him, make sure it's okay. Y'all, maybe like a week later, circle back. I send her an email right after, the next day after. I told her reach out to me, let me know if she's good. Y'all, I cannot remember how long ago this was, but I ain't heard back from that lady. Even follow-up emails. Hey, let me know when you're ready, blah, blah, blah. Here's my link. Set your appointment. Boom. Nothing. My thought was that she did talk to her husband. Now, there's two things that could have happened. My thought was she did talk to her husband, and he said, no, you're not going to share the affair. I'm still dealing with that. I'm your husband, and another man had you while you were my wife for over a year. We got through it, but I don't want it out there to the world. I don't want those details to the world. I can't handle that. And so that could have been one thing. Yeah, her husband was not in agreement. He was not in agreement. And I'm not a wife, but I would say if my husband says, no, do not expose that, then baby, no, we not exposing it. And that's where you are protecting your privacy. You are protecting the privacy of your life, your husband's life, in your marriage. Okay? So another thing that I thought could have happened was that she found a publisher who said, I don't care, girl, share whatever you want to. If you're going to talk about your marriage and talk about the affair and how you started with the other man and where it came from and the flaws and the faults and the failures of your husband that led to you having an affair, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. But with Coach Ebony Nicole, baby, there's morals that we got to follow. I can't, with good conscience, let you put it out there without first saying to someone who can be affected by it, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm going to share. What are your thoughts on it? Now, you can, as an adult, do as you please. But just know, hey, these are my thoughts. This is my concern around it. If you are okay, then if you are okay, then let's work. But you have to know, like I said before, the comments, the questions, the concerns, the unsolicited thoughts and opinions that may come to you, that may not come to you, the conversations that may be had about you that do come back to you that you don't know happened, or conversations that may happen that later come back to you or don't. These are things that you have to be concerned with. But don't be so concerned that you don't write. Don't be so concerned that you don't do it. But just make sure, again, like I said earlier, that you are at peace. Your mind is settled. Your spirit is in a great place with God. Your soul is at rest. And you can feel confident that what you are releasing to the world, because you don't know how Firebook is going to go, you're going to release to the world this information, and it's okay that people know. Transparency and privacy. Okay? I want you to be mindful when you are writing your story. Be mindful. You have to be in a good place with it. If there's any trepidation, if there's any, maybe not, I'm not really sure. If there's any unsurety, parking lot it. Put in the parking lot, which is a corporate thing where if you got questions, comments, concerns that cannot be immediately addressed, you put it in the parking lot, come back to it later. If there's something you want to share, put it in the parking lot. Create you a Word document, put on there, parking lot for story. And you just have a thought, an idea, something that you want to share, but you're not sure of. You just put it over there. Just put it over there. And when you come to when you get to a balance and you're like, yes, I want to do it. Or you come to a balance and you're like, no, I don't want to. It's okay. It's over in the parking lot. You can use it or not. Okay. So privacy and transparency, or transparency versus privacy, it's a thin line. Walk it well. Please walk it well. I know you're like, Coach, we get it. We'll walk it well. But I really want y'all to walk this well, because once it's out there, there's nothing you can do to get it back. It could open up doors for you if you are, again, settled, if you are balanced, if you are at peace, if your spirit, your soul, your mind is good. You're safe. You're locked into God, and this is what He wants you to share. And those who would be directly affected by what you got to say, are in agreement with you, they are on board with you, they encourage you to share it, then do so. Oh, it's you know, my client Ebony Stubbs, she now publishes authors. When we first started working on her book, Yah's Daughter, she wanted to talk about her mom's, who is a beautiful woman. I love her. Okay, she wanted to talk about her mom's drug addiction, and it was tough for her. And so I said, reach out to your mama. Just your mama. Reach out to her. Talk to her. Share with her the matters of your heart that you want to share in your book. Just let her know and see what her thoughts are. See if she has any, concerns about what it is that you're going to share. I said, even write it and then let her read it and just wait. Give her some time to absorb it. Give her some time to sift through your thoughts and opinions, your point of view of how she raised you in such an environment. Give her the opportunity, give her the grace, because maybe she wasn't quite aware back then of what it was like being a mother to a daughter who was affected by her mom's actions and decisions. So let her, just sit with it. And she did. She did. And her mama was well. She gave her approval for her to release that part of her story. Her mama was okay with it. And that right there settled me. Because I'm like, yeah, girl, I don't know about that. I don't know. You want to ask her first? Because I want her mom. I didn't want anything to come in between what they've been able to rebuild. And so I'm so happy that her mom gave her the blessing to release those things. So that's what I would want you to do. If you feel that your relationship with the person could have an adverse effect, have a conversation with them. Have a conversation, because it will save you. It will save you. And if there's anything in there that you plan to reveal that the person or persons will be affected by, share that with them too. Okay, so you gotta be, you could be very transparent with the person that you care about. Be transparent with them. Like, this is what I'm going to share. How do you feel about this? And if they aren't, and if there is some issues, we can work it. We can work it. But for the most part, you have to. You want to make sure there's still peace. You still want to make sure it's peace. Some people want to shake the table. Some people want to stir the pot. If that's what you're aiming to do, baby, let's stir, let's shake, okay? But if that's not what you're looking to do, if you want to be, if you want to save your relationships, whether it's romantic, platonic, family, friend, just be careful with your story. It is yours, and I encourage you to share it. Whether it's in a book or you talk about it in other avenues. But just be wise about it. Because social media is very unforgiving. Very unforgiving. What you share today will live on 10 years from now, and somebody can circle back around and be like, yeah, this is what she said, or this is what he said. And we don't want that for you. Okay? So that's all I have for y'all with transparency versus privacy. Protect your privacy. Again, I live a private public or public private life. People know me publicly, but privately, no, you don't know me. And that's what I like. I like it. I like that. I like my privacy. Okay. I do want to share with y'all real quickly 2 things. And the first is going to be about the 201 project, where you can become a published author for free. All right. If you are a woman of God, and you have a story to tell, some way, some cause to put out there into the world, if God gave you something to release, this is your time, this is your season to get it done. He commanded me over a year ago to publish 200 ebooks written by his daughters. And baby, when I tell you this is what he wants, this is what he wants, okay? I laid out everything that is required to be a participant in the project and everything that's required for you and for me, all right? Now, I just want to give you this tidbit. It's free for me to work for you. Free for me to work for you. Free for me to work for you. Free for me to work for you, but it's not free for the editor to work for you, and it's not free for the copyright, for the government to secure your intellectual property. So you got two investments, your editor and your copyright, all right? You have to do those two investments, but for me to work for you, it's totally free, all right? So you can join me on March 2nd, at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I can tell you more about the project. You can learn everything you need to know to be a participant. If you cannot wait until March 2nd, if you're like, Coach, I'm ready to go right now, like today, like I was ready 2 weeks ago, cool. Hop onto my website, which is my name, ebonynicolesmith.com. On the tab, you click on the menu bar, click on 201 project, and then there's all some information about the project, and you can register for the live informational, or you can watch the pre-recorded informational. You can do it at your own pace. It's no more than 30 minutes. I promise you, it's just straight to the point. Here's what is required of me. Here's what's required of you. Here's how it works. Here's how you submit. And this is how you get published, okay? And that is free. That project will be ongoing until that project will be ongoing until October 31st of this year. Then the second thing is the Bold Writers. I'm so excited. The Bold Writers Live Memoir Mavens Workshop being held on March 7th and 8th, less than 2 weeks, okay? This workshop is designed to share with you all the tools and strategies you need to become a published author. What does that look like? Well, Coach, you got the program for free, right? That's one thing. This is something different. I'm going to show you how to get started on your manuscript. I'm going to show you how to finish it. I am also going to give you the tools you need to self-publish. And I know you're probably like, well, Coach, didn't you say you're going to do this for free? This is just your ebook for free. Now, I'm going to show you how to publish everything for free. So that way, when you come back, you won't need me. Or when you want to do another book, you won't need me. You just do it on your own. And it's literally going to save you thousands of dollars. Kid you not. On my website or on my packages, this workshop will literally save you thousands of dollars. I kid you not. On my website, I share all my packages and my pricing, what that look like, what it comes with is there for you. It's not hidden. Okay. So the Bold Writers Live workshop is happening on March 7th and 8th. It's a 2-day workshop. You can be in person here in Rochester, New York. And if you are somewhere in California, you're like, girl, I'm not coming to Rochester. That's okay. You don't got to come to Rochester. You can go online and register and attend virtually. You can be in attendance via Zoom. Hello, somebody. If you're like, well, Coach, I'm not ready to publish. I don't want to learn that yet. I just want to learn how to start my book. Well, you can register for day 2 of the project. If you are like, Coach, my manuscript is done. I'm ready to get it published. Well, I can share with you. You can register for day 1 of the project or of the workshop. Okay. So you have 4 options: in person, virtually, day 1 only, or day 2 early. Your choice, your decision, whatever works best for you. Okay. So the Bold Writers Live Memoir Mavens, when you are there, you get a workbook. I have some goodies. I have some author gift bags for you. And you also, in person only. Virtually can't do it, of course. But in person, you get food, both days, okay? And you also get a professional headshot. If you know me, you know I hate seeing, when I tell you hate, it's a hate for me. I hate seeing professionally designed graphics with selfies or with selfies. Okay. It really bothers me. It bothers me because the quality is not good and it's not professional, in my opinion. It's just not. And you're like, well, coach, I want to do it my way. This is all I can afford. Well, girl, I got you. Okay. So at the workshop, doing a Bold Writers Live workshop, I have a photographer coming in and she will do a professional headshot for you and then release that later. And in that way, whatever you are doing, you can take that headshot and look your best. Put your best face forward. Okay. Vegetarian food options, not, that wasn't in the works. But I could consider that. Very much I could consider that. But that wasn't, no, it really wasn't, Christine. Thank you for asking, but it wasn't. It wasn't. But that is all I have for y'all. I make sure y'all like my cue cards. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Transparency versus privacy. Protect your privacy, and you do not have to be transparent with everything. Okay, some things just need to remain private. And if you decide to be transparent, make sure those who can be affected by what you share are in agreement with you. Okay, and be ready for whatever you share for any comments, questions, concerns, unsolicited opinions, and all those things. Also, make sure if you want to share something that your spirit, your soul, your mind, your heart is balanced, it is at rest, it is at peace with whatever it is that you want to share. If there's any trepidation, if there's any uncertainty, that means do not share it. Okay? The 201 Project, as well as the Bold Writers Live workshop information, can all be found on my website, which is my name, ebonynicolesmith.com. You can also find me on all social media platforms under at Coach Ebony Nicole. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything, just reach out. I'm here. But that's all I got, you guys. Until next time, I'll see you soon. I am Ebony Nicole, the writing coach and publishing engineer, here to guide you down the path of authorship. Bye.